always has to be a shot at somebody.
No.
They're never clean.
They have to run. That's the only shot they have.
They do it for 82 games. We're about to find out.
He already has shown what he's capable of.
Did surprise me. I thought we were going to hang in there.
This makes me think that we do need to be humble.
I actually think you're the only one who deserved that. Hi, Jimmy.
It's the holiday season.
No hard hats, huh?
Against the Pacers?
It's okay.
Come on.
Well,
You missed a hard hat show. You missed a hard hat show on Saturday night. Tossed the hard hat on for that win. I thought that was a hard hat win. Tonight, listen, great comeback win. I'm not sure it needed to get that crazy, but I'm glad that it did.
Yeah.
Because they pulled it off. Good one.
Yeah. I want to thank the Celtics starters and for playing like assholes, because we would have had nothing to talk about tonight if they didn't do that.
Talk about.
No,
people are telling me it's a hard hat win. I mean, we're talking about the Indiana Pacers here.
Well, it is because the bench mob brought their hard hats.
The bench mob brought it, but
steel-toed boots. They brought it. They brought it. All
right. You convinced me. Listen, I used to be no such thing as a hard hat win against bad teams. But if fans want me to make exceptions for like gritty, gutty performances, even against, regardless of what the opponent is, listen, you don't have to try to convince me to put the hard hat on. I love wearing this thing. It fits perfectly. Fits like a glove, actually, right on my head. And you know what, John? I will say, to your point and to the fans, the commenters' points here, the starters did not come ready to work today. They didn't come ready to work. They may have showed up late to work, but they didn't come ready to work.
Jimmy, do you like the center of the screen? You like the center? Yeah, I like you there.
I'm moving. I'm shaking. I'm shaking and baking right now.
Yeah, you started left. You're leaning. You're leaning.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Let's do this. It's because the camera was a little off. But
Yeah.
And now my hat's a little. Anyways, shout out to Ugo. Shout out to the bench mob. Right before Christmas, giving Celtics fans the only thing they really want under their tree is a Celtics W, right? And they got one going into Christmas and going into the Christmas week here, and so all is well in Celtics land right now.
Yeah, all is well. What I'll say is this: I can't remember who was the coach. Might have been in Brad's last year. Might have been in. I actually think I had this conversation on Twitter at the beginning of Ime's first year, Ime's only year, the Ime year, when that first part of the year, they were not great. And it was one of those, like, show up one game, not show up another. And we were really getting frustrated with the team then because it was rolling off the year before, really inconsistent effort. Brad's final year. And we're starting to question, like, do these guys care? Like, sometimes they play, sometimes they don't play. I remember going on Twitter and saying, like, enough. I was like, this shouldn't be that hard. If you're the coach of the team and you see your starters playing like a-holes, I don't care if it's Tatum or Brown, yank them. Play the bench. Who cares? It's a regular season game. And people are like, it doesn't work that way in the pros, dude. Yeah. Nobody does that. This isn't AAU.
Yeah, you just play horrible through your starters for 40 minutes.
Just play. You don't know ball, man. And I got so much of that. And then now all of those guys, I wish I had receipts. Every one of those guys is on Twitter right now. Just Joe Mazzulla did it. Our hero.
He doesn't care about benching the starters, and neither do we.
Do anything. You got to send a message, Joe. You got to do that. Yeah. Oh my God. And it was so annoying because I'm like, why wouldn't you? Like, Pop does it. Like, I got into a huge beef with somebody. I'm like, Pop did it in a playoff game. So, like, give me a break. You can't bench Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They hadn't won a friggin' thing in their careers then. Like, you don't like the vibe, get them out of there. I'm really curious what Joe Mazzulla says because you don't see that very often in the NBA.
I hope somebody asks.
You don't see a coach taking stars out. Brown, earlier in the year, did get taken out one time when he thought he was playing bad. and then Mazzulla benched him, and he acknowledged, he's like, yeah, I was playing like an a-hole. And I probably needed to. I don't think Brown's going to be the type of guy who's coming in here and being like, have an attitude over it. Some stars would. I don't think the Celtics will. I think they take it. I'm really curious what Joe says or how deep he goes into it, because that needed to happen. What I am curious, Jimmy, and I want to hear from Joe, but I want to hear from you. Would you have put him back in? Here he comes. Let's get Joe.
Ooh, good. I can wait to get my answer.
Questions for Joe? Start with John.
Joe, obviously, third quarter there, you just given up 3 offensive rebounds. You call a timeout. You pull all the starters. What were you seeing in that moment? What was that huddle like, and what made you
answer this.
Run with that
around it
in the third quarter?
I mean, we always talk about depth, and that we always have 12, 13 guys that can be able to help us win games at any different moment. So I just thought it was a good opportunity to utilize the depth that we have. And, you saw a game where depth comes in many different ways, and that's it. At any point in time, everybody on our bench can impact winning. And so it was just a great opportunity to take advantage of the depth that we have. And I thought those guys did a great job just kind of changing the pace of the game.
And you have, once again, Luka coming in and, playing almost the entire second half, and Ugo doing the same thing. I mean, what about those two? Now, 2 games in a row now with these 2 guys have come in and completely given you a huge boost of energy.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's part of the depth that we have. I mean, 82 games is a long time. The season's long. The standard that we have to play at, the effort that we have to play at is hard. It's difficult, and we need everybody to be able to do it. And so there's been stretches of the season, where guys have done that for us. And right now it's Luka and Ugo, doing a little bit of that. But I think Ant has been really good for us the last couple of games as well, and he gets kind of put under the radar a little bit, but I thought some of his scoring stretch tonight and where he's grown defensively helped that unit as well. So again, any night it could be anybody on the bench, and we just have to keep taking advantage of that.
Shout out to him.
And that's a credit to those guys.
Joe, you guys entered the day 16th in defensive rating, but 2nd in points per game. You forced turnovers this year. Where are you at on your defense and how it's played lately in the season overall?
16th in actual. I think we're 4th or 5th expected, and a lot of that has to come with our defensive rebound percentage. And we just got to continue to get better at our first shot, points per shot is really good defense. Our first shot defense is good. We got to do a better job taking care of rebounding the basketball. And then the times where it's not been at our best, it's been because of our live ball turnovers.
And in this game, first half, they hit a lot of shots. Like, did you feel good about the process you guys were in, and they were just hitting those? And what did change in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, Indiana's the type of team where I think it was both. I think if you allow them to hit those shots and be comfortable, they're a really difficult team to turn off. They're a very high rhythm team, and so I thought we gave them some open ones that allowed them to get into that rhythm. And once they got into their rhythm, it kind of snowballed. So it was both. It's a little bit of them, but a lot more we could do to control it.
Joe, you guys have been preaching like the stay ready group and staying ready in general for a really long time. But this year you've had more opportunities to actually give guys that are 12, 13 on the bench a chance. Are nights like tonight kind of affirm everything you're preaching and make it easier almost for that message to hit? Or like, how do you think about that? The fact that you have opportunities where the bench turned the game around tonight.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not just tonight. I mean, it's been like that all season. I mean, Josh has started, Jordan has started, Ugo has started. We went small, we went big. Guys have finished games. I mean, we've played multiple lineups. So I mean, it's not just tonight. It's been the entire season, really. I think tonight you saw it in its biggest form because it was four different guys Ugo was in. I think it was just then they played a long stretch. So no, I mean, it's been happening almost the entire season as we continue to chip away at the identity and the standard that we have to play at. So, I mean, Baylor was great tonight on some of his. He took the charge and then the transition three. So, tonight is obviously fresh in everyone's mind, but it's been going on throughout the majority of the season. And because it has, do you find it when you're preaching stay ready? Is it resonating more for players than it has in years past because they're seeing the results of that? No, I mean, I think it resonated in the past. I mean, I think that, heading into this, it always knew it was going to be a strength because all the guys coming back had won games for us. You take a look at everybody on our roster that has returned had won games, and the staff does a great job in that. And so I don't think it's resonated any more than it has in the past. I think it's just they're playing more. To your point. And so you just have to continue to take advantage of it. But it breeds a level of expectation, a level of accountability, a level of professionalism that's necessary to try and win. And so it's a credit to the guys for buying into that, but they got to keep doing it.
You mentioned Ant's growth defensively. Where have you seen that most, and where did you see it tonight, like specifically?
No, I mean tonight it was his scoring and just his overall, just his presence defensively. I mean, just his ability to impact the ball, his ability to ball pressure. He just played well for us, and and we talk about depth, we talk about guys sacrificing, making all that. I mean, there's no one that's done that more than him over, the transition, and I thought he's handled it really well. And
so you talking about Simons?
When he's aggressive for us, it makes us a little bit.
Why am I asking Jimmy? Chat.
I saw that tonight.
In the past, you've talked about, being up big. There's this inherent human nature, like protect the lead, and being down, like you have nothing to lose. Like, what does it take to harness that when you are down versus just like the concept of it, like being thing? Like, what does it take to harness it?
When you're down, there's multiple things here. I mean, they went 3 for 20 in the second half after going 12 for 20 in the first half. So there's a small level of that. There's a level of like we picked it up and we played. And there's just a level of like you just have to have an understanding. Okay, what are we doing well? What do we have to do better? And regardless of the score. And I also told the guys of like, listen, there's 60 games left. Like you have to earn wins. It's the NBA. Like we were down 12 in the middle of the third. That's almost a tie game in the NBA. I mean, 12 points is like, so like, but once you get past the emotion of like even a 20-point game in the third is nothing. I mean, it's just it triggers an emotion. And in reality, you just have to have a perspective of like, there's so many possessions left in the game. A 12 to 20-point game in the third quarter is nothing. And so you have to earn wins in this league, and you have to earn them differently. And it's just, that's the mental toughness that we have to continue to build. But I mean, being down 12 in the third quarter, I'm pretty comfortable with that just because, you've seen it around the league all the time and how many possessions are left. And we just got to chip away.
Joe, it seems like the starters were able to obviously sustain the momentum that the bench built up when they came back in the third quarter, and then Jaylen 14 points in the fourth. Yeah. I think 7 straight games for him with 30 or more points now. Can you just speak to his consistency and the efficiency he's kind of playing with this year?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he had 14 points, just made plays. I mean, I think like you said, not only carried it on the offensive end, carried it on the defensive end. And so, he knew we weren't playing at our best. I thought he responded great, and I thought when it was his time, and that's what I told him. I said, "This is what you're supposed to do." I mean, it's an 8 to 12-point game. Like, we have to earn these wins. We have to earn this opportunity to develop the mental toughness that it takes to try and compete at a high level. And he's been doing that for us the entire season. And the efficiency in the offense is one thing, but he does it defensively for us as well. And I think he's just playing great basketball for us.
Joe, it's one thing when you got guys like, Josh or Jordan to take them out of the starting lineup or pull them. But when it's Jaylen, Peyton, and Derek, and they're coming out 2 minutes into the third quarter, are there anything you need to say? Or they're like, yeah, we know we're not playing well and we know how this goes?
I mean, to me, it's. I look at it as the other way of like they have an understanding that we can impact games in different ways, And so I think it's just more about like, this is what the game needs at this particular time. Let's have an understanding that these guys are going to help us keep it. Let's get it back a little bit, keep it close, and then it's their responsibility when they come back to win. So I thought it went like today is an example of like a team. It's like you're not always going to be at your best. Guys come in, they keep it close, they chip away at it. You come back, you guys do your job, and everybody's responsible for winning. So I think it's more of just kind of the guys. It's a credit to them of having an understanding that anybody can impact winning at any time. Okay, so is it psychological because Jaylen, Peyton, and Derek are watching guys do what they should do? So when they get in, they're saying, "Okay, let's." No, I think it's just empowerment. Warfare. I think it's just empowerment. Like these guys can help us win. These guys can help us win, and we need them, and they need us. And you take care of the guy next to you. I think so. I think it's just a level of empowerment amongst the guys on the team.
You mentioned 20-point lead is nothing in the second half, and you said it triggers an emotion. There are times it feels like, not necessarily with your team, but just around the NBA, when that emotion is triggered, guys kind of call it. If it's whatever, you're down by 20 in the third, comes 25, you say it's not our night. Yeah. What's the key to not triggering that emotion and kind of making sure guys still understand? I was
talking about emotional from like everybody else, not a team. Like it's not always a bad thing to be down. Like you can be playing well down 20, you can be playing poorly down 20. You can be playing bad up 20, you can be playing poorly down 20. I thought, it's really just you have to just build a perspective of like, okay, this is why we're in this position. This is what we're doing well. This is not. And I thought even though we subbed I still thought we were playing some decent basketball. There was just this stuff that just wasn't going our way, and that just happens. And so, again, you just have to build the perspective of like, here's the truth, here's what's going on, here's what we got to do. And then I think in times like that, as if you get it to 12, then you do something ignorant, and then it's like goes back to like we didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like every time out we came back, we chipped away at it. And so it's just having an understanding that we have to earn it. It's one possession at a time. It went from 12, it went from 20, then it was 12, then it was 8, then it was 4, and then our guys did what they did. So we just got to keep that perspective.
Joe, with Luka, he's led the game in offensive rebound in back-to-back games here. He's second on the team in totals this year. Just what do you see from him and his effort on that end of the floor?
Yeah, just consistent effort. We talked about certain things are a skill. His ability to just play, the ability to play the way he does is a skill. That's why he's hung around the league. That's what makes him a special player. But he's got a knack for the ball on the offensive end, has a knack for getting angles, drawing fouls on offensive rebounds. He probably has more. I don't know if you get credit for the drawing a foul on an offensive rebound, but he gets 2 of those a game. So, he doesn't get credit for it. And his presence, I thought his screening was great tonight. He just keeps getting better for us.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
That is it for Joe Mazzulla.
Right.
There on the podium. Talked about the benching. Pretty diplomatic, Joe. I thought he'd skirt around the question a little bit, but it's interesting, Jimmy, for a couple reasons. Again, stuff like that doesn't happen. We can't give Joe enough credit for like all of the the button pushing that he's done this year in terms of like playing the right guys. I mean, I don't mean to be hyperbolic, but like, how many coaches right now are giving you this kind of edge on a nightly basis in terms of what they're able to do? Like, I'm not a big coach guy in the sense of like, I usually think the coaches, the bad ones can kill you. Really great ones can give you a slight edge, but it's the players who do it. It's just, you just want to avoid mutinies. You want to keep the people happy and just get them playing, make sure that they're playing hard for you, make sure they respect you. But then in terms of in-game stuff, I think it's a little bit overrated. I think people are really quick to jump on it. I don't think that's the case with Joe. I think he's affecting outcomes of games right now with how he's going about his business.
Yeah, and last show, John, we did a credit cake, but why are the Celtics 17-11? Did you watch it?
No, I did. And also, I asked Amit to make me my credit cake 2 weeks ago because I just wanted to tweet it. And then we were like, all right, we'll just do it on the show. And then he just got busy and he never made it. Then you guys did a credit cake show. Your head's cut off. Jimmy, mind your box here.
What? It's because I got the helmet on.
You're like, here.
Damn it, Amit. Damn it, Amit. Damn it, Amit. No, this isn't about me right now. This is about Amit forgetting about your credit cake.
And then you guys, he made me one that looked just like the ones that you did. But then you guys did the show and I wasn't on it, and it was a credit cake show. And I was like, oh, nobody gets my credit cake.
Nobody told. Well, why don't we take a second? I mean, I'm giving you a layup here because I have a feeling that you're going to put Joe. Joe's going to get a slice of your credit cake. He got 40% of my cake. Okay. I gave Jaylen 50. I gave Joe 40. I gave Brad 10. Now, Joe represents kind of the other guys. Joe represents the bench, because you had Noah giving, 5% to each player on the team, including everyone on the bench and blah, blah, blah. And Bobby kind of did something similar. Joe Mazzulla is the bench. And what I mean by that is he has found a way to pull these games, these performances, this belief out of a lot of these reserve players. I'm not going to say all of them, right? But, Walsh's, the Minots tonight, it was Hugo. Even Keita to an extent, right? I mean, Keita's having a great year as a starter. You can go down the line of 5 or 6 or 7 guys that I feel like Joe Mazzulla has had a massive impact on. And including the guys at the top, I feel like he's had an impact on Jaylen Brown in certain ways, right? So to answer your point, John, I do feel like Mazzulla has his hands are all over this team, right? He's up and down the sidelines during the games. He's involved in almost every play. Put it this way. If he was your manager at work, you'd hate the guy, right? So I don't really know how the Celtics players have figured out a way to I guess, embrace it or, thrive off of it, but they have. And, obviously sports is different than, your 9-to-5 sales gig or whatever. But point I'm trying to make is yes, John, I agree with you completely. He is very involved. And I think each and every game we're seeing it in different ways tonight. It was in a big way by doing what he did in that third quarter, which was just saying, hey, you know what, you guys, I don't care what you make. I don't care that you're the superstars or the stars. You're on the bench. Lurch, you're in. You know, it's like that old like Celtics pride like thing where he brings Lurch in, except that doesn't go well. So yeah, I'm right there with you, John. I think tonight was another example of that, and you know, credit to the Celtics bench for responding. And to answer your question real quick that you asked me before Joe went on, I think I probably would have gone back to the bench. Would have gone back to the starters because I think at the end of the day, your starters
I thought he'd give him the whole quarter.
Razors, right? What?
Yeah. I can't remember when he did it. Did he do it in the third or in the fourth? I can't remember when they came back in.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was late. I think third.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But to your point, it's hard to know when to do it, right? Because if you did something and it's doing exactly what you hoped it would do, which is, you know, spark the team, get the bench in there,
it was late
the way
third.
you want. How do you know when the right time is to go back to the guys? But I think at the end of the day, you know, your starters are your ceiling raisers. And I think somebody, maybe it was Gary, asked a good question in terms of, you know, is it mental? You know, is it the starters sit down, they see how they should be playing, and now they're fired up and they're inspired to play that way? I think there is something to do with that. And I think Joe Mazzulla, for all the self-help that he does and he's talked about, and all the you know, practicing he does mentally, spiritually, emotionally, I think a lot of that does go into how he coaches, John. And I think he does have something a little bit extra about his coaching that knows how to tap into a player's mental a little bit. And I think that's what you saw tonight.
Yeah, but the thing I'm most surprised / impressed by, I guess I'm most impressed by his ability to kind of move guys in and out based on the feel of the game and make the right call. Because to me, it's like, I use this analogy a lot. Like, you have a crappy bullpen and your starter's out of gas because your starter's not that good to begin with. When the manager goes out there, he knows the guy he's bringing in, I don't know what he's going to do. Like, I don't have a lot of faith. I don't love the guy, but I got to bring somebody else in, and I hope it goes okay. And I thought that that's what a lot of the substitution patterns would be like this year. This idea that depth was a strength and that they could go 11, 12 deep. I more viewed it as, I don't friggin' know what I'm going to do on a nightly basis because most of these guys aren't very good. So I'm going to have to mix and match and see if I can figure it out and hope for the best. And that's what I thought. I thought it was going to be a discombobulated mess. And how many times have we seen it? Even with guys we like, Jimmy, like a guy who's like not deep rotation, but your 8, 9, 10 guy, you know, comes in, gives you a decent stint somewhere in that second quarter. And, you know, you're like, all right, that was pretty good. And then you try him out again in the third, and the other team goes on like a 13-1 run, and you can't get him out of the game fast enough. Then you're like, crap, starters rest of the way, and everything gets messed up because you can't count on it. I thought we'd run into that a ton, which is he'd try something out, it would come out, might work early, wouldn't work late, might not work early, and then he'd try a different set of guys later. And it's the opposite. It's he's feeling it in game. I like what I'm getting out of this guy.
Got a great feel of what his players are capable of.
Great feel for it. You know, and again, you look at the rotation, and again, who knows now when Walsh comes back? Walsh was sick. A couple of people are asking, where's he? Walsh was sick tonight. Who knows what happens in terms of starting? Walsh seemed like he locked that thing down as the third starter in that position. It began with Hauser, it went to Minot, then it went to Walsh. Could it go to Ugo? I have no idea. But like,
imagine losing your position to just like a sick day.
Yeah, exactly. Wally Pippen.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But that's a tough one. But what I guess what I'm surprised by is that the guys who get put on ice, like, how in the world does Luka Garza remember how to play basketball? Like, he's complete. Like, would it be shocking to you if all of a sudden Boucher goes in and plays 27 minutes on Friday and ends up like a plus 35, and you're like, we use Boucher now, you know, like, like nothing would surprise me because it's like, I thought Garza was just sent off into Siberia, like gone, can't play this guy. He's gone. And now he's like, you got people in the chat like, we got to start having the Garza Queta conversation. Like, where did that come from?
Right.
So, like,
I think, you know, we've seen it a couple of times this year though. Garza is forgotten for a while, shows up, and he's just balls to the walls, playing as hard as he can, feels like he's about to collapse at any moment, like lumbering up and down the court, but he's all up in there. And I think it speaks to the DNA of this team, John. It's not just Garza. You can go down the line and say that about half this team or this entire bench almost. On any given night, it feels like one of those bench guys could be starting, could replace, the Walsh spot on the roster. On any given night, there could be a DNP-CD. On any given night, they play 35 minutes, I guess, like Gonzalez did today. He played the entire second half. I mean, these guys, I think their answer, John, is they've all seen the points in this season where player X has been called upon and has gotten that opportunity. And I think they believe, and I think Joe has made them believe that if they just keep approaching the game like they are going to be playing or like they are going to be starting or like they are going to contribute, their time will come. And say it all the time, opportunity and preparation, when those two things meet, success happens. If you're not prepared, that success is going to happen. If you don't get the opportunity, obviously that success is going to happen. Joe Mazzulla has them believing that both of those things are going to intersect. And when it does, you'll get performances like you did tonight from Garza or like you did from Gonzalez and like you have gotten from Walsh.
Yeah.
And it's not going to always – Gonzalez is going to have a game where he probably plays 7 minutes at some point this year, right? And that's not going to mean – and I think he knows that that's not the end of his season or his career. He knows that his time's going to come again. And when it does, he's going to be ready to contribute the way he does.
Yeah. And again, that's what I'm impressed by is that right now there's no ego even among the more entrenched players. You've seen Jaylen Brown now get benched twice and not have an issue with it. I don't think he's going to have an issue with it tonight. You see guys who are, kind of
because they're winning.
Grabbing at rolls and then and then kind of losing their grip on them and then not pouting and not having sour grapes. Like Minot could have gone into a hole. He was starting and he was playing with some energy. And then next thing you know, Mazzulla's friggin' yelling at him and then he's not playing and he's like, and he starts tonight.
See what happens next game.
He starts tonight. He gets 9 minutes and then he's like, I'm done with you. And it's like, it's really tough love. Like it's got to be like, what happened? What about me, Joe? Like what? Don't you like me anymore? Like it's like they have to feel sad. They go to the end of the bench. He's like, I'm not even talking to you. Like sit over there. And then they come back and they play again.
Well, I think at this point, and I know we're not like 3/4 of the way into the year, but I think at this point they know who Joe is as a coach. I think they know who he is. What, we got somebody?
Nope. No. I was gonna. I know who he is. Chat. I was gonna throw it in there. Yeah.
Okay, no, they know who he is as a coach. They know pretty much who he is as a person, being around him so much. And they probably know not to take things personal, right? And Joe's probably made that very clear. Like, Joe Papa has probably told them, including Jaylen Brown, there's going to be a point where I'm going to yank you from this game. I better not see your ass pouting at the end of the bench. Like, cause I'm going to come back to you I could come back to you at any moment and you better be ready to go.
Yeah. So I don't even think he talks to them. They just get it. They're like, all right. I made Joe's mad. I made him mad.
No, he definitely doesn't talk to him during the game. It feels like
no, not at all. Not at all. They're afraid to even look at him. This is we've danced around this topic before, and I think it's an interesting one. I'll bring it back because I know it's one of Bobby's favorite teams too. This team is becoming as endearing as the IT-led Celtics. Not quite, because that team was pretty much all underdogs, including your best player, who somehow ended up 5th in the MVP voting, which was insane, considering who he was and that he was just kind of tossed in there. Yeah, and so they were that was an entire team of underdogs there. Where here you do have stars with a bit of a pedigree. However, you do have that same scrapper mentality, which I think is really cool. I do have my credit cake.
To me, by the way.
Yeah, I have my credit cake. I am going to release it to the world and share my thoughts on it as well. Because
I have not seen this credit cake, so if I don't,
it's okay. But I'll get to it in 1 second. First off, we do want to tell you guys about our pals over at PrizePicks, and again, by now you know what the deal is with PrizePicks. If you watch the show, this show, all shows on the CLNS Media Network are powered by PrizePicks. It's the holiday season, best time of year for sports, bowl games. Great basketball and hockey matchup, playoff pushes with professional football, all happening all at the same time. And Jimmy, we make decisions all the time, but PrizePicks, you're right. You get paid, my friend. Yes, you do. And again, great time to play. If you like this, if this is what you do, and I'm not pushing you to do it, but if you do like daily fantasy sports and you like to play, this is by far the best place to do it. It's a really fun and easy to use platform, very intuitive, and a lot of great features as well. Play it however you want to play it. 2 to 6 player stat projections, mix and match sports. One cool thing is you can stack stats off of one player. So if you really want to ride it, like Drake May the other day, you could say more passing yards, more rushing yards, more passing touchdowns, and just load up on one player. I think up
more
to
Diggs
3
receptions.
Diggs receptions, you can do that. Whatever you want to do. I personally like to lock in on one game or one time frame, but you can mix and match sports too. It doesn't really matter. And there's a lot of other cool things that you can do. Also, injury reboots. If you had Travion, they rebooted that. Lamar rebooted. Nice. If they don't come in the second half, that gets taken off the board. But lots of cool things, free squares, lots of other special offers. And the most important thing is when you do download that app and the PrizePicks app and use that code CLNS, you get 50 in your lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Once again, code CLNS, you get 50 in your lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be
right.
It's good to be right, Jimmy.
John's pie chart right now.
It is good to be.
Cake chart.
It is. Cake chart.
I'm interested.
We always did blame pie at NBC, and one day I said, why don't we do credit cake one day? Let's call it a credit cake, and it kind of stuck a little bit. So here was my credit cake. Ready?
Let's see if it looks like
Mazzulla. I gave him 45%.
Oh my God, you gave him 45%.
I gave Brown 35%. I gave Keita 10 and other 10, meaning all the things we didn't expect would happen. And that was, Walsh contribution, Ugo, Minot, all the guys who we didn't see. The reason I didn't make other bigger, because I do think it's big, is because I do think a lot of it is a reflection on Joe Mazzulla. However, I will say that, and it was, Wayne Spooney, who does the first to the floor with the Aussies there, had tweeted, like, if you thought, I think he put it out there, and it was a smart, it was just an interesting perspective. If you had put it out there, Minot, Ugo, Baylor, Shireman, Keita and Walsh, if 2 of those 5 at the beginning of the year gave you any sort of contribution, you would have said that's a win, right? Just 2 of those 5, let alone all freaking 5 of them, which is crazy. So the other is, and that's what I think is kind of become the story of the season, Jimmy, is all those other guys contributing the way that they have completely raised the floor of this team, right? Because why were you and I not bullish, or less so than some of the other guys? And again, I had them as, just short of 500 as an 8 seed. You were a little bit lower than I was. It was because I thought the floor was really low, and it could have gone horribly wrong. Like, none of these, it could have been that none of these guys could play. I don't know if
I thought none of them could play.
Yeah, I thought none of them could play. I thought they were just stacking just replacement level players in here. So now my question is, were all of us wrong about, and again, every Bobo Celtics fan out there is going to be like, I knew it. Well, whatever. If you always know it, you don't know anything. Like, if you think everybody's always going to be good, I'm not interested in hearing from you. But the people who actually rationally looked at it, and most people were like, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people had given up on Walsh. Shireman was totally in the doghouse. Nobody expected anything out of year 1 Ugo. People were dubious about whether Keita could be a starting center. So a lot of that stuff was, I don't know what we're going to get out of these. Some guys you'd completely given up on. Minot, like, who the hell is Josh Minot? I don't think a lot of people really thought you're going to get much, but it was like, maybe Brad knows what he's doing. He's found some diamonds in the rough here, and Joe will coach him up. So either we were all wrong and these guys are much better all-around basketball players, or Mazzulla has just worked miracles with these guys. One way or the other, it's a huge part of the story right now that all of these guys, that you're getting contributions for guys we didn't know if they could play at all.
Yeah, and I don't think your credit cake didn't surprise me a ton. The only thing that surprised me is that you gave Jill more credit than Jaylen, because you famously always say the player gets more credit than the coach. So that's the only thing that surprised me. But our take is somewhat similar. Yeah. I had Jaylen 50, Joe 40, and I had Brad 10 because I thought, first of all, and I what I said on the show was I'm giving Joe 40 because to me, Joe represents like all the guys that you just mentioned, all the bench guys, really. I'm not throwing in like Derek White and Peyton Pritchard into that. I'm throwing in the Minots. I'm throwing in Ugo. I'm throwing in, tonight it would be like Garza. I'm throwing in Walsh. Obviously, those guys to me are like Joe Mazzulla can take his big chunk of the pie and he can hand out some of those slices to some of his guys that I feel he's been able to really pull something out of. That's kind of how I sliced up my cake into threes. And I give Brad Stevens a little bit of credit because I think Brad was able to identify players with the right attitude on top of some level of talent, but knowing that this, understanding the type of player that Joe Mazzulla can coach and vice versa, the type of, player that can play for a guy like Joe Mazzulla. And I think that's important. And I think for whatever reason, and I give the players credit just like I give Joe credit. They're all able to, it's all working, right? And I think Joe has a positive effect on these players to allow them to play the way that they're playing. And I think the players believe in each other. And I think it's all starting to build and go in the right direction. The reason I gave Jaylen Brown the most of it is because I think without him giving you 30+ points a night, we're talking about a completely different season anyway. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But, I have to co-sign the things that you just said about Mazzulla and yes, the biggest reason I was down on this team was because I didn't think after Brown and White, they had anything close to the amount of NBA talent they needed to compete. And Jaylen Brown's still playing better than I thought he was going to play. But on top of that, you're getting contributions up and down the roster on him. It's not everybody every night, but it's somebody extra, right? It's somebody.
Everything. Everything's better than we expected across the board. And when one thing falters, Jimmy, you're finding something somewhere else, which is what's crazy about it. We don't like to beg for likes and subscriptions. We let Irene do it for us. And as always here saying, but smash that like button. No, I mean, it helps. It helps the algorithm.
But smash it. Smash it on the CLNS Media main page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, give us a little love. Like it, share it, comment.
It's the Christmas season.
If you comment enough, Jimmy Toscano is going to come in there and he's going to talk to you a little bit, for sure. What we will say is, you can subscribe to everything. You know how YouTube works. If you like the channel, subscribe, please. If you want, turn on your notifications. That way, when we drop videos, and there's a lot of cool things that you can get on this channel, but not just this channel. You like NBA history, head over to our History and Storytellers channel. See Boomer Nick go out there and talk about some old timey stuff.
And Coop.
You like Patriots. We honestly, I say this without hyperbole, easily have the best Patriots coverage in town in terms of talent that we have doing podcasts on our site. That includes Greg Bedard, Mike Giardi, Andrew Callahan, Doug Kyde, Michael Hurley, our own Taylor Kyles and Michael Cadlick, of course, Alex Barth, Brian Hines.
Unbelievable roster.
Pretty friggin' ridiculously unbelievable roster. The guys from Pat's Pulpit, Pat and Matt, those guys are awesome.
Tonight must have been, or all evening tonight must have been bopping on the Patriots press pass.
Yeah. So lots of good stuff there. The Celtics All Access, a ton of other podcasts over there as well. So there's just a lot of good stuff. So subscribe. Please, this show, as you know, proud member of the CLNS Media Network. Subscribe to the Garden Report on the CLNS Media Network. Subscribe to all our YouTube channels. Give us follows, give us likes. All that stuff is great. We appreciate it when you do. And if you like, you can also listen to the audio version of the podcast, which is great on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your things. Please leave us a review, fresh review. We like to know what you guys think of the show. And as always,
only a good
feedback. Feedback is welcome. I don't mind. Let us have it. Anyway, back to this game where we're, this is a tease, but we do have Jimmy and Noah coming on later, and we have a very special.
I'm already here. Thank you, though.
I mean, sorry, Bobby and Noah. We have a very special segment coming up later in the show. You're not going to want to miss as we hand out stocking stuffers to our members of the Celtics and the media.
I gave out
what
3.
Have you. You gave out 3. I gave out 3.
Okay.
Stocking stuffers. We got them.
Stocking stuffers.
Did you do all your? Have you done all your Christmas shopping?
I was doing some tonight. be honest with you.
I was too.
Amazon's kind of like the last night for Amazon. If anyone's like trying to do their you might have like an hour left to fire.
Nah, you're done. If you haven't done it, you're done. You're cooked.
I did a couple tonight, and they were like, you have 2 hours for it to buy this if you wanted to come on Christmas Eve. So yeah, I was like, click.
They bait and switch you at this point. They tell you it's going to make it. It never does. Anything you buy this late, expect to get it on about the 28th.
Come on, John.
Yeah.
I can't
it's all good. Oh, Jaylen Brown's going to the locker room, not the podium. So we're not going to have any more press conferences. We will have more other stuff. One thing I did want to mention, super chats for those of you out there who like to throw down and throw us some change. We always appreciate those. They're divided up amongst the host. So please support the Garden Report with super chat donations. If you do, we will put your comments up on the screen and give you a big thank and talk about it. So we do have a couple coming in right now. We'll throw them up there. Kevin, this gave me the hardest hat. Whoa, buddy. Whoa.
I like that. Yeah.
Whoa, buddy. What a great way to start the holidays. Hey, Kevin, I agree. This is a great way to start the holidays, and thank you very much. Our buddy, Mr. Food Truck, John, we're coming, man. One of these days. You know what I had for dinner? I had a smash burger, made my own, smoked up the kitchen pretty good.
John's the one. Yeah. You got to eat John's smash burger, dude.
I know. But
I had pulled pork tonight.
Yeah. I went and worked out and I needed some protein and all I had left was some ground beef. I made some stuff for the kids the other day. So I just quickly made a little smash burger, double smash burger on my.
Wow. Get your protein in. Yeah. Love
carbon steel skillet,
carbon steel griddle. Back in the lab, getting
back in. My secret.
Gains.
It's not that my secret is something that people I want to pass on to them. But here's the thing I do always around this time, Jimmy. I begin my New Year's kind of reload right after Thanksgiving. So between Thanksgiving and Christmas,
it's like the hardest time to do it.
Yes. And so I crank. I kind of dial it down on the food, the burger be notwithstanding today, but I dial it down on the bad food because you're going to eat a crap ton around the holidays. You know what I mean? And I go to the gym 5 to 6 times a week starting in November. So and
then like January 1, you're like, look at all these like.
Then you don't feel as
coming back to the gym in January.
It's so depressing because like you can easily put on 10 pounds between Thanksgiving and Christmas. You're not paying attention. You can go in the wrong direction, and then you're starting.
Are you kidding me?
You're starting there, and you're like, oh, this is the worst. So
it's cold, and
that's what I always do. But John says he was. That's what I always do. I start it early, and you feel a lot better about yourself because then you eat around Christmas and you pull it back around.
Never stop, and you never have to.
You don't stop. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Yeah. Don't stop, never stopping. I was team soft tank, didn't see these role players all hitting like this. Damn, they're giving me hope for what could happen post-Tatum return. I think that this is the vibe right now. Like, I think if you were an honest Celtics fan, this is how you felt. Team soft tank, not some friggin' like, I don't know, maybe they can blah, blah, blah. But now we've changed our tunes. We've changed our tune. There's reasons to believe. And Jord, we call him Jord.
We like Jord.
Nice win. I love the Christmas graphics here. Love the show. Have a great Christmas, Celtics family. And happy holidays, nice. Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, and whatever
Jord.
All of you celebrate out there as well. I do want to give a shout out to Bill from Braintree. I forgot, and I shared it with you guys because I didn't want to forget. And who I ran into getting a haircut at Title City in Alston. Anyone looking for a good barber, check out Max P. He moved from the Newton location to Alston, and I followed him because loyalty matters. No, it's all jacked up right now. I am a coward. But check it out there. Great barbershop. But Bill stopped me on the way out. Said, hey, man, I watched the show. Said he likes, all of you guys. And
right in the barbershop there?
In the barbershop, took a picture.
That must have made you feel awesome. Like all the sports guys are just like.
Yeah, I'm like, put me on the wall, dudes. The guys are looking at me like, why is this guy getting his picture taken? Like, this isn't anybody. I'm like, I'm not. I am certainly not.
Yeah.
Except to
who is that? Kuzi?
Yeah, they're like. Did this guy used to play? Is that Havlin? Is that Hondo?
Yeah. Oh, that's Grogan. Oh my God, it's Grogan.
No, you got love, Jord. You got love.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the hard. Everyone liked the hard hat. I'm catching back.
If we get a Viagra sponsorship, hard hat's gonna be flying off the shelf. Let's just leave it.
Yeah.
Get
just
on that
eat one
guy.
meal a day. Yeah.
Just
Whoa,
eat one
buddy.
meal. Yeah, that's just one way to lose all your muscle too, I guess, if you want.
I'm almost on the 1 meal a day plan too. I don't really eat much early, and then I kind of
There's a lot of ways to do it. We'll do a different show. We'll get into the life. We'll get into the hacks. We'll get into the
But yeah,
biohacks.
I'm about to I've got my checklist just to get through Christmas is giving me anxiety right now because I got things I got to do every single day to be able to pull this off, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
I think you can do it. I have faith.
It's a lot. It's stressful.
One pie per day.
We have 2 pies only, but then some brownies that we do, different styles. One is a pecan brownie, one is a peppermint, like a hard white chocolate peppermint kind of encrusted top.
A little bark action.
So we do those, and then we got to make the Christmas cookie. So there's a lot of sweets that go down. There's a key lime pie. You ever make a key lime pie? My freaking God. These things are so small. You know what a pain in the ass? You have to juice like 40 key limes for a pie. It's brutal.
Wow. Now I don't know the first thing about key lime pie, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Why do you make it?
It's good. Yeah. What's that?
Why do you make that? Is that a Christmas thing?
People requested it.
Wow. We have to send me a picture of it. I'm interested.
Oh, the last one we made was really good. Nailing that graham cracker crust perfectly so it kind of comes up and is the harder part, but because you just have to press it in there. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to be done. As we said, we're going to get Bobby and Noah on here in just a little bit. There'll be more basketball talk, I promise, plus our stocking stuffers. We'll get this one quickly out of the way and just tell you about another one of our sponsors here at the Garden Report, and that, of course, our pals over at Omaha Steaks. And this is a pretty good deal. And you talk about running out of time, Jimmy. You might be running out of time here to cash in on Omaha Steaks. And you see the deal right now. Great gift, but this is a great Christmas gift. Okay. No one, if you have any meat eaters in your family or friends, this is such a slam dunk, easy gift that you can get for them right now. And right now you got all these really awesome gift baskets that are available at a discounted price on the Omaha Steaks site, omahasteaks.com. And when you go there, and again, you're talking about discounts up to 50, 60% off to various, different items. An additional $35 off when you use code Patriots at checkout. So you definitely want to check that out. And again, they're pretty cool. They're pretty quick with the turnaround. You might be able to sneak it in and still get something in time for the holidays. But as I said,
do something for New Year's, cook something up.
Go check it. You can still do that. I've gotten 3 different boxes. One is a gift, steaks that I got that I ate and fed my family, and a roast that I'm going to be making for Christmas as well. At omahasteaks.com, they had an awesome Black Friday sale. Super convenient, sent right to your door. Vacuum sealed, frozen, ready to go. There's no freezer burn on it. These things are amazing. You take it out, boom, it's like a fresh steak. And we were making, a couple every week. It was awesome. Unrivaled quality and variety, every bite packed by their 100% guarantee, certified tender, been America's original butcher since 1917, family-owned company, 100 years of expertise, the number one choice of restaurateurs and foodies all over the world. So again, check it out right now. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com. An extra $35 off. Use code Patriots at checkout. Terms to apply. See the site for details. That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code Patriots. Make sure that you check that out.
We're doing a roast for Christmas.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, a roast beast.
Yeah. Roast beast. I love it. It's so we do both. It's so nerve-wracking because you spend, in the past before I got it from here, but you go to your regular butcher, you spend $200 on a piece of meat, and you're freaking out about nailing the temperature. Like if I overcook that thing by 2 degrees, I'm just gonna want to just kill myself.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to.
Christmas is ruined. Yeah,
ruined. So the
you gotta
pressure,
almost have a backup ready to go. Just prepare for extras in case. Worst case,
ruined.
you just have leftovers for a couple days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you're a roast guy. I'm
a roast guy.
I can tell you've.
It's such a perfect Christmas thing. It smells so great. You put it in early, you slow cook it. The whole house smells great all day. Anyway, the big story of tonight, we're getting back to a little basketball talk. And as we said, we're going to get Bobby and Noah on momentarily. But obviously, the benching. Joe Mazzulla yanks the starters. A couple minutes into the third quarter, they're down 20. When they come back in, it's a 4-point game or a 6-point game or whatever it is. And they did the rest from there. Celtics win going away. Jaylen Brown, one of those guys who got sent to the Pine along with Derek White and Peyton Pritchard and Neemias Queta. And this is Jaylen after the game. Let's see how he talked about the benching. I like sound.
The end of the game there. Obviously, you guys are having a lot of success as a team right now. Like, what is the season meaning to you personally right now? You're rolling it, and just how much you guys have gotten going, and the appreciation there.
Not asking about the benching.
Question?
How much does it mean to you personally?
What's your question?
The success you guys are having with you being so instrumental in it.
Oh, it means everything. I think this has been my favorite season so far. Kind of, being able to get an opportunity.
The non-Tatum season.
Favorite season so far, John.
Some of us, we have some championship experience, but we have 5 or 6 new guys who haven't really played NBA basketball. And now we look like one of the better teams in the league. And that's just credit to our coaching staff and credit to our leadership that we've been able to get those guys comfortable. And we're playing some good basketball right now, so it means everything.
When you're down by a lot in the NBA, it feels like there can be this
oh my God
to lose mindset to just fight, to do whatever.
He got benched. Asked about the benching.
One thing to recognize that, but to harness it and then also get over the hump. What does that take to be in that position and then fight all the way back? What goes into that?
A lot of stuff, but the crowd was great tonight, so I think the crowd helped us out being on our home floor. Don't want to take that for granted. When the crowd gets behind us, the Garden can be one of the harder places to play. So once we got it going a little bit, the crowd got it going. I think it made it a little bit tough on Indiana.
What does that momentum do to the other team? What can momentum do to an opponent who is up by so much?
I speak about momentum a lot because it's a metric that doesn't get measured in analytics, but it definitely has an impact on the game. You can feel it out there. You might not be able to explain it, but it definitely has an impact on the game. You might not come up in the analytics department, but momentum can really dominate a game or the other way around. So when they had momentum, it just seemed like we was just getting subpar looks, nothing was going down, and then the momentum, the energy shifted, and then we were off to the races.
In that third quarter there, you give up a few offensive rebounds. Joe calls a timeout.
Thank you.
All of the starters and the bench goes in. What's your feeling in that moment? That doesn't normally happen to you guys, and the reaction afterwards.
To be honest, I was pissed. I was ready to play, so I didn't know. I felt like we were mailing it in. It was only 3 minutes in, but we trust our coaching staff, so it was the right decision. We was able, that second group is the reason why we won the game. Garza, Sam, Hugo, we won tonight, but it was because of those guys. So it was a great call by Joe.
The coaching staff in general this season, what do you think they have done that has made you guys be so successful? As far as what they've been preaching, just schematically, what's really stood out to you about this season?
Mentality, and then there's been a lot of education. We call it me and Joe call it Celtic University, where it's you're in class and you got to pay attention. Sometimes you got to clap your hands, wake up, Josh, or something like that. But it's like being in school and we're going through breaking down the footage and trying to really expand our knowledge for the game.
Is there a core tenet to Celtics University?
Core tenet? What's that mean?
What's the main message of Celtics University? We're obviously not in class with you guys, but
be the smarter playing team. We've been saying it from the beginning, and sometimes it doesn't look like it, but we look at how to approach each and every game from a strategy, tactic standpoint, and I feel like from the point of the start of the season to where we're at now, our basketball, our IQ has increased, our poise has increased, our understanding of the game has increased, and that's really what it's about. Continue to grow and get better. And I feel like I've watched these guys become better basketball players in a matter of 3 months.
Jaylen, you say you were pissed when you got back in. I think you took the ball to the basket
attack like 5 straight times. Was it part of it?
Yeah, it was that, but I feel like I settled. I was just kind of casually getting to my shots, and in the first half, I felt like they were good looks. I missed some shots that you guys would probably see me make over and over again all season, but I feel like I just wasn't a threat enough downhill. So second half, I just was like, I'm getting to the baskets in second half.
On the potential, on the dunk or attempt on Siakam, what happened there?
I wanted that one. Man, yeah. The ball just slipped out my hand a little bit, but I wanted that one. Them dudes, well, not all of them, but some of those dudes was talking trash over there, whatever, but kind of got me going a little bit. So the beauty of it is you got a game, in a couple days, and what makes it even more beautiful, you get to play the same team again. So some of them dudes over there, one dude in particular was talking a little crazy, so I'm looking forward to the next one.
When you were watching guys do what Joe wants you to do, like when you get pulled out 2 minutes into the third, is that motivating? Is that a motivating pull, you think? When you go in there, are you just fired up back in the game?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's ideal, but I just wanted to win. I didn't want to lose tonight. So, when I came back in, I was like just shot out of a cannon. Our guys, like I said before, they deserve all the credit tonight. Hugo, Luka Garza, Sam Hauser, Anthony, that group, helped us, catapult us to get this win tonight. So, I saw them and I kind of fed off their energy too and carried it over.
I love it. Great,
interesting. Good stuff.
Great, honest answer. Super honest answer from Brown. I was pissed. I didn't want to be benched. I didn't agree, but I trust the coaching staff and credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. It worked. Love it. Great.
That's the difference, John. If Joe Mazzulla is pulling this stuff up, doing this type of stuff, and he's pulled Jaylen or quote unquote benched Jaylen a couple of times this season. If they're still losing games, you're gonna lose. You're losing the locker room, right? Those guys aren't gonna put up with that crap. If this record was reversed, but because it's working, that's the respect right there. That's all you need. Seeing is believing, right? If what they see Joe's doing is contributing or leading to wins, and Jaylen Brown can get behind that. He got back in the game, and by the way, he was freaking awesome in the fourth quarter tonight. He was a huge part of the Celtics winning this game, even though he wasn't the jump off of the comeback. It was Jaylen Brown's play in the fourth quarter that, nice moves to the basket, and then that corner three was just money. One of the better shots I've seen Jaylen Brown make. Right out of the inbounds, falling out of bounds, and right in that corner three there, John. So, love that press conference. He's honest about the benching, honest about, and John, I'm surprised you led with that. The most interesting quote of that entire press conference was him saying that this is his
favorite season.
Favorite season so
yes,
far.
Yeah. That was
and
good.
It could have honestly been going into the year. This was shaping up to be a potentially least favorite season of Jaylen Brown's career. And he's had a couple.
Well, that's another thing that's amazing, right? It's like the sliding door situation of like how this season could have gone and how everyone would have reacted to it in the world in which like we thought things could go horribly wrong. And, Brown's looking around the room like, who are these knuckleheads that I'm forced to play with? They're not my caliber. They don't belong on a court with me. They're just weighing me down. Like, and then then it's like, well, why, you get into a rut. And it's like, what am I killing myself for? Every single night, for these losers. And it isn't that at all, in fact, the opposite. You're,
right.
Game 30 into the season. And it's like, no, we were the assholes. They had to sit us so those guys could play,
right.
Which is really interesting and just not something you would have expected. This isn't the type of team where you think like, okay, we're going to play the bench. It wasn't like, okay, let's play Pritchard and Hauser and Luke, from last year. These are all professionals. Like, this lineup should not be pulling them back into a game against a professional NBA team. And they did. It's really impressive. That this is where we are.
Totally. And I don't want to say too much because I have some stocking stuffer, so I don't want to repeat myself. But you know, I've been super high on Jaylen Brown this year, you know, for a lot of reasons. And you know, he's been one of the vocal leaders of this team over the last however many years now. But this year, you know, by far, you can tell he's taken on and embracing that role. And the fact that he calls this one of his favorite seasons or his favorite season so far speaks to the type of, you know, I think player that he can be and person that he can be. And he sees this as an opportunity to lead, right? Like full on lead by example, you know? And so what he's been able to give them on the court, I think the way he's carried himself off the court certainly is contributing to where this team is, you know, right now and where they believe they can still go. I mean, the way he's talking about this team, he called them one of the better teams in the NBA, you know? And so I think it's not just him that believes that. I think it's there on down. And so I think you're starting to see opinions change a little bit on what the Celtics team could be capable of.
I have to concur. You know, I don't know what else to say at this point. It's never
heard you say that before.
Bobby.
What?
Oh, Bobby's got other concerns.
Does he?
Bobby entered Bobby Manning. I should put another tweet up on the stage on the thing. Bobby Manning tweets to us earlier tonight. Looks like I'm headed to the finals of our CLNS media fantasy football league. Bobby.
Did he jinx it?
He might. Amit's going to have to.
He's checking his phone. He's checking his phone. Oh no.
Oh no. It's bad. It's really bad. Hold on. I'll put it up there. Oh no, it's bad. It's bad. Let's bring in Bobby Manning. Bobby, it's bad, Bobby.
I didn't see it. What happened?
Oh
no.
Boy.
Oh. What's the deal? Do I get anyone left? Oh no, he's going.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do I have anyone active? Doesn't look like it.
No.
Dude, I did not realize I did not realize Purdy was going to do that tonight. No, I don't think
42?
Yeah.
43.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Bobby, you were up.
And there's 5 minutes left.
Bobby, you were up over 50 points going into tonight.
Damn, I lost in my other league this round too. Wow.
Oh,
John, that was mean. John, that was mean. That was mean putting him up here in real time. Seeing how the season's over.
Man. That's tough.
Yeah, it was.
I thought I had the best team, and Purdy got me.
Oh,
Purdy
got you. That's tough. Let's bring in Noah as well and talk about what's going on here. Noah, be happy you weren't part of that. That was
Noah. Thoughts on Bobby's fantasy team?
That was ugly.
I can't have any thoughts. It wouldn't be right.
Marinovsky? Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are.
Marinovsky of all people. Oh.
Yeah. Marinovsky got you. He's been a wagon in this league. Anyway, let's get to our the top story of the night, the benching that worked out tonight, which was an interesting thing. And again, you don't see that happen at the professional level outside of, Greg Popovich, where, you might see late in the game, late in the fourth quarter, an early white flag. Okay, you guys don't want to play. Second night of a back-to-back, we're done with you. You don't see it in the third quarter of a game very often. And Joe did it, ended up being the right thing. The question was, how would the players react to it? And here was Jaylen Brown's answer that we just played a little while ago on how he, responded to being yanked early in the third.
You give up a few offensive rebounds. Joe calls a timeout, sits all of the starters, and the bench goes in. Like, what's your feeling in that moment? That doesn't normally happen to you guys, and the reaction afterwards.
To be honest, I was pissed. You know what I mean? I was ready to play, so I didn't know. I felt like we were mailing it in. It was only 3 minutes in, but we trust our coaching staff, so it was the right decision. We was able. That second group is the reason why we won the game. Garza, Sam. Hugo, we won tonight, but it was because of those guys. So it was a great call by Joe.
That's it. Great call by Joe. Guys, talk about it. What'd you think?
Yeah, he didn't seem thrilled about it. There's no doubt about that. He said, like you heard there, he wants to play, and that it's Not ideal, he said later, but you can't argue with a result like that when it goes well. What you would have wondered is if it didn't work, how would that have gone over? And this isn't something Joe has done often. I know last game they did a hockey sub early in the first quarter against Toronto, or the last game rather. But typically, and I was going to ask Jaylen about this if I did get the chance to come around again, like this isn't what Joe does. And he's done it at times this year. Hasn't done it with these caliber of players, taking them out for that extended of a stretch. I mean, no, he was out from like the 9-minute mark to the 1-minute mark, right? He, Pritchard, and White. This was probably Joe's boldest move yet, his coach. I can't think of one bigger than this. And it didn't feel substantial, but you see the impact of it and why you might not want to do something like that when Jaylen reacts in that way. But you have to be confident in those decisions, and you have to feel that they can work. And this one obviously did. I think it's helpful that it worked the other night like it did. Garza gave them that boost. Simons was awesome in that Toronto game. All these guys contributed to that win in a very similar fashion. So I think it gave you some proof of concept in that game on a smaller level that you could do it again tonight. And obviously the opponent, you were in a great position to come back against here, not a very good one. So kudos to Joe, who just continues to push all the right buttons.
Bobby, breaking news.
Oh boy.
What?
Breaking news. Hold on, I'll put it on here. I'm trying to.
He lost points?
Well, it would have been cooler if the friggin' thing worked, but it didn't. Yes, I was going to surprise you with it.
I was going to say I had nobody left.
Wait, what happened? They took the touchdown back?
He threw an interception. Now Bobby's back ahead. Bobby's back ahead.
Interception.
Oh Purdy was not meant to score.
Why are they even throwing it anymore?
Well, exactly. That's Marinovsky just texted me, all caps.
Damn.
What the F is Purdy doing throwing? Now I'm down.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But he has a Colts wide receiver, I think, doesn't he too, Marinovsky?
He does. It's going to be hard for Bobby.
Let's not lose the entire room here.
Let's not lose everybody here. But yes, it's
or mostly just let's not lose me. That's the main.
Yeah, let's not lose Noah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm like, I forgot we were still on.
You have about 3 minutes and 17 seconds to talk about this game, and then we're moving on to our little bit.
Noah, go.
Me?
Go.
Okay, first thing I'll say, I think Jaylen's answer was perfect to that question because he should be pissed to be benched. And at the same time, I don't think he would have said, I'm pissed that I got benched had they lost this game. I think that he knows that he has to have like faith and trust in the coaching staff. I mean, I don't think he would have said that because he hasn't said anything like that about Joe as a coach. And I think he understands like the importance of standing with him. And even to my question to him about the coaching staff, and he said, me and Joe have been preaching Celtics University. I think he views himself as like they're like partners in crime for this season and kind of preaching to the young guys and all of that. The other thing I'll say, I think this was my favorite win of the season because and Joe did not bite at all, which I should have expected. But they preach, stay ready. They preach like everybody be ready for your numbers called. We're going to use all 15 guys, but they've been doing that for years. And for the most part, nobody's number is ever called because they had 6 all-stars last year. Right. So this year it's different, but it's one thing to say that, but to actually have Luka Garza come in and be one of the reasons why they won this game tonight when he wasn't in the rotation for a month, or to have Baylor Shireman, who has stayed in the rotation. I asked Joe about a pregame, like, why is he still playing like 8 minutes a game? Because normally you'd either be in or out. And he said it's just a testament to his confidence. Like everything that they have said and everything that they pitched to us at training camp, which we discussed a lot as a group, like, is this just training camp mumbo jumbo that every team says? Like it kind of came to fruition in this game, which is why I really thoroughly enjoyed watching it and covering it and seeing how that group of 5 players, all bench players, all guys that have not really been in this position before, minus Sam, really turned that game around. So yeah, I thought it was super cool. And then obviously Jaylen comes in the fourth quarter. I think he was extra motivated being on the sidelines, watching that run. And then he takes over and kind of plays at like an MVP level. So the entire story of the season and why they're 18-11, I felt was really kind of showcased tonight. Like if you've not been watching the Celtics, but you tuned in for the second half, you saw a lot of what you need to know about this team.
Yeah. And one of the things we talked about earlier, it's kind of amazing the guys they're dusting off who were forgotten or underused or not at all used. Again, Ugo wasn't completely put on ice, but he wasn't playing consistent rotation minutes. And now he's playing 35, 36, 37, whatever it was, shattered his career high tonight and able to be effective. But even more remarkable, Luka Garza, who we thought was never going to play again after they kind of settled in.
I knew he was coming back.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I said
he
it
knew
last
he was
week.
coming back. He said it tonight that he knew he was coming back because that's been the MO of this team. You know, he knew he wasn't like permanently.
They weren't going to be able to play without centers forever, John.
Okay, what I'm saying is it was very clear that there was something about Luka Garza that made them opt for a small ball lineup as what they were going to do off of Keita. That was entirely directly a result of not liking what you were getting out of the Garza backup big minutes. And so it was like, I like this better, so I'm going to go with it. So Garza, whatever they were seeing out of him in the early going, they decided, nope. Joe decided, I don't like it. I'm going in this direction instead. And everything they've done since then has been whatever I have to do to not have Luka Garza play. So if you guys had faith that he was coming back, kudos to you, but everything that Joe did indicated that he wasn't vibing with the whole Garza thing. And now Garza comes back in and he's historically impactful in terms of what he's doing with the offensive rebounding. It's like, how does that happen? It's not a normal occurrence.
Because I feel like early in the season, and this is why I still held some faith in him, he was in the right positions. I like that he talked about that tonight. I think you asked him about it, Noah, that he was just missing certain rebounds and others were bouncing away from him, even though he was in the right spot. Like, he physically, I think, competed hard to start this year. Now, the defense wasn't great with those groups. I don't think that was all his fault. You know, Simons and Hauser come into those lineups with him. So when he disappeared from the rotation, he was still shooting 43% from three. I know in small volume, still setting great screens, still super competitive on the boards. So I didn't hate what he was doing to begin this year. I liked what they did in his place, and the numbers were incredible there. But when you look at the numbers, John, they were giving up 123 points defensively with small ball. And they were scoring 129, so it was working. But how long are you going to score 129, with any group over the long run? You're probably not. And if you're getting crushed defensively like that unit was, you were going to have to go back to a center eventually. And the Garza minutes this year, like around 123 as well, with those groups. So it's a tough trade-off. Defensively, he's not the best, but I think he gives you enough in other areas to make up for it. And when they have struggled in those lineups, I don't feel like it's been all him. I think it's been other guys. I think it's been a group letdown through some of those bench minutes. And there is something about his competitiveness, like the sweat. We were saying this the other night, Jimmy, like the sweat draining down his face, his hair soaking wet. He's flying up and down the floor. To me, I just felt like he was going to find a way back, even if it was an injury. Obviously when Keita got hurt, he was the guy who stepped up with the spot start. And he disappeared for a while. He certainly did, Noah, but I felt like he could make a comeback, and I'm thrilled he did, because this is a player I really like. Like, I want him to succeed. I want this to work, because, again, the skill set is sky high. This is not some guy who started playing basketball late and you're hoping he can come around. This was one of the best players in college basketball when he played. And so something's there. I'm glad they're tapping back into it.
Really?
And there's been 3
Okay.
wins now that off the top of my head I can think of that he played a pivotal part in the win. But these last 2 games and then the Orlando game where he had 16 points and probably others that are not front of mind. So he has, absolutely. He was pivotal in all 3 of those
Pivotal's
games.
the new phenomenal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not going to use
Put it
that
on a
word
shirt.
often. But I think that's the key to how are they finding ways to win these games, is that like different guys have to step up at different points, So I'm not going to be surprised if in 2 weeks he's out of the rotation again for 3 games, but he'll be back. And I think
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Xavier
like,
Tillman is probably going to come back.
Watch, Boucher is going to go
play.
drop 30 in like next
Boucher
week.
is the only guy on this roster
that.
that has not impacted winning the season on the court. He's the only one. Outside of that, everybody else has had their moments. Baylor, the rookie, Ugo. I mean, I guess I'm like a Max Shulga hasn't, but it really has been like a full team effort on the floor.
Okay, two more things I want to talk about before we, two more things I want to talk about before we move off into it. Noah, I jokingly hit you with this last time coming in after Ugo's first big game. That was 2 games ago. Ugo or Walsh. We're now I think it's a conversation to have. When Walsh comes back, does he slide back in? It was interesting. He was out tonight and they went with Minot, but then he completely unwent with Minot because he only played 9 minutes and Ugo started the second half. Is this a conversation or it defaults back to Walsh?
It seems to me like they like the continuity of Jordan Walsh in the starting lineup. So I would imagine that he returns to that spot when he comes back from this illness. But regardless, like I think I said this last game, regardless of who's starting, Ugo is going to be playing 25, 30 minutes a night. Like he is too good to have on the floor. Maybe he overtakes Jordan in that spot. They each have things that they do well. I feel like the growth with Ugo is before our eyes. It's exponential. It feels like between 3 weeks ago to now, he's already reading the game better on the offensive end. He's recovering defensively in just like a pretty wild way. So I wouldn't be surprised if eventually the starting spot is his. But for now, they have like a luxury of goods, and there's going to be nights where it's Jordan's night or nights where it's Ugo's night. And I would like to see them play together a little bit too, because I feel like that'd be fun. But for the most part, like it's going to be early in this game. I was like, they really missed Jordan. Like they really missed his energy. They missed how he's been kind of frenetic and changing the pace of games in recent weeks. And then Ugo plays the entire 24 minutes of the second half. So that's not really sustainable, right? So I think that it's good to have both.
Yeah, I can't believe it, but he seems like he can play those kind of minutes, which is insane because he wasn't playing earlier this year. He wasn't playing last year.
What's amazing is he's indefatigable. Like he could play 48 minutes a game and it wouldn't be.
It looks like
he's like the college player. In college, sometimes you play the whole game. It looks like he could.
He literally could. It's like if he played football, he'd be playing both ways. Like he the guy absolutely cannot. You cannot wear him down. He'd like to play. That minutes load at the pace that he plays is insane, and he doesn't get tired. He just keeps going. It's really unbelievable.
19-year-old man. That's what happens.
Yeah, a lot of fans inside. A lot of fans. Ugo's getting a big fan club. Outside of the building, but he's got fans inside as well. Here he is talking
doing it with
at the end of the
defense
game
and energy
here.
plays. Is that effort contagious? Are you feeding off of each other?
So what?
You still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yo, what I tell you yesterday?
I can't say it right now, bro.
Hey, bad motherfucker.
Yeah, it just contagious. I think that everybody got the energy and everybody.
So there's Tatum having to say. Tatum gets a piece of the. He wanted a slice of the Ugo credit cake. He wanted a slice of it.
Yeah, he told him.
Yeah, I told you you're good. And you played good because I told you.
Little LeBron right there, kind of. Huh? Little LeBron action.
Man, okay. I can't believe this. This is truly the most unbelievable part of this season. Like it is.
Bobby, you won. It's over.
Yeah, really?
You held on with that Purdy interception.
Oh my God, that's one of the great fantasy wins ever.
Poor Evan.
Everybody just had a league until today.
Can we get Evan on just to get his real-time reaction on what went wrong there?
we might.
What did you do wrong, Evan?
So the Ugo there. One thing I want to talk about before we move on, because I do want to get to the last thing we wanted to do. We're not going to talk about Anthony Simons because even Joe Mazzulla is talking about Anthony Simons, and like he likes him now. He really likes him. Okay,
yeah.
He was complimentary of him, talking about his defense, how it impacted the game, and it was actually evident. His ball pressure, little pep in his step. Did Joe reach him? Did he finally start to get it? What's going on with Anthony Simons here? You're talking about pivotal, Noah. He's been integral.
I said it one time.
No, I'm going to use integral. He's been, you saw the game. It was a couple of games ago when they closed it out with Ugo, Hauser, and Simons playing the last 17 minutes of the game. And since then, and even before that, he's been relied upon a little bit more. And he's answering the bell. And he played important minutes tonight, and he played well both sides. On both ends of the court.
We had a conversation. I think it was the four of us or some combination of us. You were there, John, and at the Philadelphia game, and you were really pushing about like Anthony Simons and why is he not on the floor. And I think what I was trying to get at was that when I'd gone back and rewatched a lot of his defensive possessions, it was really hurting the team at points. I don't see that at all anymore. Like, he still has a size disadvantage at times. He's still not as good of a defender as some of these other guys that are on the team because of their defense, but he is not like a massive deficit on the floor on that end as he was like a month or two ago. So I think that's why Joe made it a point to bring him up today. He's also leading the NBA in plus minus in December. I don't know if anybody saw that, but he is the single plus minus leader of any player in the NBA in December.
Yep.
I don't know if that holds after tonight, but that's what it was going into this game. So it's pretty remarkable. I think fans were most excited about him when he had like that scoring explosion in Orlando or games where he was scoring 20 plus points a game, but the offense has not been a problem, right? So it's not like they don't need him to come in and score 30 to be effective. They need him to be aggressive and a weapon, and he hit some timely baskets today, but he needs to be a solid enough defender. And we've seen a lot of players on the Celtics team that were negative defenders become solid defenders, between Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard, and guys that initially when they took the floor of Celtics, it was like that was what the trade-off was going to be. And again, it's still December, but I think he's made quite a bit of progress, and I think that's going to continue. And Joe made it a point to call that out. And also we're seeing that a little bit in like some of the trust and some of the moments where he's on the floor as well.
Yeah, he's been awesome. And I feel like he's settled into a role more than anything else. He had to adapt to a new role this season. They've kept it consistent. I actually like the fact that he's pretty much doing the same thing most nights in terms of minutes and responsibility. He's been relegated a handful of times, but he does have a pretty steady role responsibility on this team. And a big part of it is being competitive defensively. So big kudos to him. It's something that they need every night, just those 10 to 15 points that he gives them. And you obviously would love to see more. You'd love to see it resemble his Portland version of himself. But what they want to do this year, this works for them. I don't know if it works for him ultimately, but credit to him. For
it might player. Not. They might be Malcolm Brogdoning this guy, where like the rest of the league's never going to look at him the same because he's now he's a role player, he fits whatever role the Celtics need him to fit. So we'll see what happens here. But again, right now he's playing his part and it's working. And it's hard to be the sour grapes guy on a team that's performing well and winning. You just kind of gotta, you do your thing here. And he's not in really a position to do much else other than try to kind of figure it out. And to his credit, he has, because he's a guy who's,
and the winning's got to help, right?
He's the guy who's spent the last few years as a starter and a prominent player on a bad team. And he could have come here and said, well, you got nobody. Like, how the F am I not playing? And he hasn't. He hasn't been that guy. There's really no diva in his game. And I think that's helped him a little bit here, because even though he's looked a little lost and sometimes sad, he has, for the most part, kept it together. Bobby Manning, as we said, would have been incredibly sad had this result not flipped. Okay. And it was close. It was close.
I can't get over this.
Evan Marinofsky came back from 50-plus points down to take the lead, only to have Brock Purdy, for some reason, inexplicably,
nobody knows why,
pass the ball up 2 touchdowns, gets intercepted. And then
I didn't even know what the score was.
Evan Marinofsky, what happened in this one?
I never watched it. I'm pissed. I obviously didn't think I had a chance. I figured, I didn't start Trevor Lawrence. It's over. Like, whatever. I was a 6th seed, happy to even be in the semifinal.
Evan conceded. He texted me conceding. I didn't start Lawrence.
That's a bad beat.
Yeah, no, terrible night, awful night. I didn't watch Celtics.
So he played just well enough to like draw you in. You turned the game on. You were fired up. You take the lead. You're probably like, be honest. You gave a little scream of like you were fired up.
Once he threw 3 touchdowns in like the first quarter, I was like, oh my God, like I might actually win this. And then, God, this must have been what you guys must have felt like after playing the Celtics coaching staff. Like this.
Oh no, swipe.
Wow. No, they knew right away.
Evan, meet Noah. She didn't like that.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Bobby, that was a good win. I got to give it to you. Like, that's terrible.
Evan, if it
powerhouse.
Evan, if it means anything to you, we were all pulling for you.
I appreciate it. I needed it.
I don't even know who you are, Evan, and I was definitely rooting for you. So.
Well, I guess
anyway, for those who don't know who Evan Marinovsky is, and this is not his first appearance on the Garden Report. He's popped in before, but Evan Marinovsky is our de facto Bruins expert. He's been hosting the he's the closest thing we have to a beat guy. I've been begging him to join the CLNS Media Network full time for the last 5 years, but he's got his own thing going, but he does hold it down, hosting Bruins Beat podcast, our flagship NHL show, and he's been doing so for the last 7 years, I think. And he also jumps in with Connor Ryan on the Poke the Bear podcast. They do a lot more live stuff this year. For those of you guys who are Bruins fans, also make sure you check that out. Subscribe to Evan's podcast and check him out. Look at that, Amit. Yes, he's here. Look at this stuff. He's here with the
Bruins ringside.
Make sure you subscribe. Bruins ringside. A lot of good stuff.
Look at that cartoon of Hags. Look at that.
Connor Ryan, Ty Anderson.
That's the best he's looked.
A really good roster over there as well of Bruins talent, and those guys do good stuff. And Evan's been doing a lot more live stuff after games. So if you want
Bruins, another surprise team.
Post-game action. Everybody's winning, Evan. Everybody's winning.
Celtics
Last night
What was on the line
Before
for
I
this
leave-
fantasy finals? Like, what do you win?
Money.
Big
money and respect, Noah.
Nothing.
Respect more
It's
than
free.
anything.
It's free.
I didn't know.
By the way, before I
Respect
go, I
to
don't
your
want
peers.
to. I don't want to interrupt the Celtics conversation because it's been good. But last time I came on here and people you said who I was, because none of these people know who I am, and that's okay. No one doesn't even know who I am. But in the
it's kind of fucked up.
I don't know the rules to any other sports except for basketball. Don't take it personally.
the comments that were all like, screw hockey, like, get this guy out of here. I'm happy to actually see some people open to it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I'll take it.
Good.
We're willing to try new things here.
The Bruins do suck. You're right, but in like a not so bad way. So
yeah, exactly.
Somewhere in
No,
the middle.
Swayman sucks.
Should they
Bruins aren't
tank
that
Evan?
Bobby, come on, Bruins beat, and we'll do.
Evan provoked the chat.
We'll go. I've done.
This is
Hey,
what we
I've done.
say around here.
I've done Bruins podcasts too. I've done a little bit of everything here. Red Sox, Bruins, Patriots, Celtics. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Jack of all
All
trades,
right.
master of none, as they say.
Master of none, master of nothing, literally nothing. I'm not even a good pie maker. Anyway, Evan, thank you for jumping on here.
I hated too. I don't remember that.
Love the Garden Report.
Thanks, buddy.
We love you,
Nice to
Evan.
meet
Sorry
you.
for your loss. Sorry for your loss. Man.
See you, bud.
Appreciate it, Evan. Appreciate Brock Purdy. Thank
That
you.
was a lot-
I knew Brock Purdy shouldn't have beat me. That wouldn't have been right.
That was a lot of fun. Anyway, we are at the point in the show we want to rip through some of these. We've decided to do some stocking stuff in our last show before the holiday here, where we're going to give out some presents to
Yeah, I hated Tuca.
people in our orbit, in the Celtics orbit here. And we're going to start with Noah. I haven't seen these, so we're just going to put them up and we're going to talk about them. Noah, can you see the screen? Here's Noah's
No.
first one.
Yes.
Stocking
Noah's
stuffers.
giving out stocking stuffers. This should be good. Doesn't even celebrate like anything.
Explain this.
When Ugo needs to get just to get a good night's sleep. This guy has been playing ridiculous amounts of basketball. But Jack asked him post game, like, "Are you not tired?" And he was like, "Yes." He looked like he was ready to collapse after the Raptors game, and then he plays 37 minutes in this game, the entire second half. So I think he needs to get some rest. That's all I can think of.
A good night's sleep for
Okay.
for Ugo. We're gonna get Jimmy Toscano, throw him out there, and Jimmy.
A hard hat.
Yeah, I'm getting see
What
like
else
Noah.
would you
I'm
give?
actually like I didn't like forget to give him something. Like, how are you gonna give somebody sleep for Christmas?
Yeah,
Like,
that doesn't
I'm
make
putting
sense.
this hard hat. In
I
his
wanted it to be
stocking.
like a new bed or like a pillow, but that just sounded weird. So I just said a good night.
Yeah, well,
I didn't want.
yeah, I'm giving him a hard hat.
That's a
'cause
weird
this guy is-
place.
I'm giving him a hard hat
Yeah.
because let's say he does get his rest. That's great. He needs to. This guy brings it every game. He's getting dirty. He's getting his nose into everything. A career high 11 rebounds tonight.
Put him
He's
on
up
the
and down
hard
the
hat.
court. Put a hard hat on this guy. Protect him. He shows up every day, ready to play, ready to work, and he kind of embodies what it
great
means
music.
to wear a hard hat. And by the way, 30% off in the merch store still. Code Black Friday. It's
Black
your hard
Friday.
hat. It's not too late. It's not
doesn't
too late.
rest.
Christmas is in a couple days.
He embodies Jimmy the Pusher. Bobby Manning.
Great gift.
He wants
A
to
C
see.
for
I love
Jaylen
this.
Brown. Bring it back.
Oh,
We
I
gotta
like
make
that.
Jaylen captain. Come on, make it official. Last year he said it. This year, do it. Make him the captain. Look at what he's doing. The season he's leading. I love
that.
this season from Jaylen.
I love
This
it.
is everything we ever dreamt about with Jaylen. This is everything he
And-
probably dreamt about.
And he's captaining right now. I like his leadership vibe a lot.
Yep.
So,
He's
yes.
captaining.
But boy, would that. By the way,
What do you think of the
Jason,
MVP
while
chance
you were-
Emergency
John?
press
While you were-
conference if that happens.
while you were gone,
I mean, emergency.
while you were
yeah,
gone,
fuck it.
Jason, we gave the
MVP
season.
chance for Jaylen tonight. Finally. I don't think I've ever heard those really.
All
And
right,
what did he do?
Zannis'
What did he
turn.
do?
Zannis'
free
turn. A hug for Anthony Simons. It's been a rough
Yeah.
year. It's been a rough year, and I
Yeah,
want
just
I
what
want
he wants
everybody
when he
to know.
comes down in the morning, a hug.
I just want to look at him like Robin Williams looked at Matt Damon and just say it's not your fault. Okay, it's not your fault.
I don't think it's been a rough year for him. I think he's enjoying
And I
his
just
time
want to
here.
give him a hug.
It's been
It's
a
not your fault.
challenging year, I'd say.
It's not your fault. Hey, Joe's a little crazy. Joe has to have things his way. Any other coach would have just plugged you in and said, go score and do the thing that you do. Not Joe Mazzulla. It's been a tough road to hoe for.
It's not your
for
fault.
Anthony
I like
Simons.
that.
And it's starting to come out, and I think he needs a hug.
You're a
Noah.
hugger? You're a big hug guy,
I'm a
huh?
hugger.
Okay.
I'm a hug guy.
A wolf. Oh.
A wolf.
Good
So this
Lord.
is
Wolf.
just because Joe
Way
said it
dangerous.
in his segment with Zolak and Bertrand on the radio this week. He said that he wants a wolf for his house. And I like when people just say what it is they want for the holidays. Like, put out your wish list, and we'll make it happen. So we know what Joe Mazzulla wants. I think we can make it happen.
Okay. I want to.
Anthony
You know why? Noah, I was gonna give him a wolf, and you know why? Because I friggin' dare you to actually do it. Okay, get the wolf, Joe, and let's see how this story ends up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put up a fence.
He's
It's
gonna
a
hit it
wolf.
off with the wolf. Come on.
Everybody wants a look. You crazy Joe Mazzulla saying crazy Joe Mazzulla things. Get the wolf, and then report back to me. Okay,
Yeah.
Get it. I want to
like
see you get the wolf.
Get a wolf.
That's a
Bobby
good one.
Manning, a start. For
start.
Anthony Simons.
Why not a hug? You're giving him a hug, John. I want to give him a start.
Wow. Anthony
Let's get him
Simons
something
must
he'd
be on the
actually
nice
like.
list this year.
I'd like to see
Yeah.
Simon
And
start
everything.
once this year. Have his time to shine.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I
Again.
but that would open a whole Pandora's box, can of worms there if he does start, because then you're gonna have some problems there.
Sorry.
But wouldn't be bad. Jimmy Toscano, number 2. What do you got here?
What do I got?
Luca Garza gets package of electrolyte packets. Good for one game.
Yeah, so I think Luca Garza, Bobby, we've talked about it. This guy, it looks like he's sweating like a gallon of water per game out there. This guy needs to get
Well hydrated.
rehydrated, replenished, get the electrolytes going. It looks like the Celtics might need him. The way he played tonight, the lack of depth at that position. But they need to, whether it's an IV, whether it's the electrolyte packets mid-game, if his stocking is just full of that stuff, that's good news for the Celtics, good news for Celtics fans. Because this guy, I've never seen anything like it. It looks like he took a bath by the first quarter. I don't know if it's unbelievable. So replenish, rehydrate, refuel.
Yeah.
On to the next thing.
Okay. I want a glamping kit for Bill Chisholm. Bill, we got
Skittles?
Skittles?
You mean
Get a better nickname. Bill Chisholm, he goes and he's out in the wilderness and he's cooking on a little stove. Bill, you own you're a billionaire, dude. We've evolved as humans. We do not need to sleep outside anymore. We can go into nature and enjoy it, and then go into houses afterwards, and then sleep, and then go back to nature. I don't know what we're proving by sleeping on rocks or on the ground anymore. I don't get it. I like nature, but I also like my bed a lot. So, Bill, I don't think that this is necessary, but that's okay. I did
think
like that profile, by the way. You know why? Because I learned, Bill Chisholm's he's a lot like me, right? He grew up here. He loves sports. He's a family guy. He likes to camp. And neither of us had enough money to buy the Celtics, which is a really interesting thing.
There it is.
So
I was
there
wondering
it
where
is.
that was going.
But John,
there we go.
Once you have enough money, like sleeping in a bed is boring. Like you just got to do something to get your rocks off.
Something else?
Yeah, it's like it's got to be something better.
All right, Noah. A Duolingo premium subscription for why is this for Baylor Shireman?
So I've been monitoring Baylor and Ugo are literally best friends. Like they're the most overt friends that I've seen on the team since I started covering the team from my observations, not like the media or anything like that. I asked Ugo about it today. He lit up at Baylor's mention. Their lockers are together. And I talked to Baylor about this a few weeks ago, but he has like a 200-day or 150-day Duolingo streak because he's trying to learn Spanish for his new bestie. So this could be a good gift.
Wow, that's nice.
And you could see in the third quarter today, you could see like their plays, they were kind of feeding off of each other, and you can tell they're very happy for one another when things go well. So this is just a little something to get him over the top.
I like that. We should have gotten that for Jaylen, so he could have learned Latvian as well.
Kind of like a uncle to a nephew relationship with those two. That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. I'm going to put it up there. I want
one's like 30.
Joe Mazzulla. For Joe Mazzulla, I want Joe Mazzulla to get a Bobby
I thought
Manning.
this was for you.
No, it doesn't say here. It's a Bobby Manning pinata for Joe Mazzulla.
There you go. I like that.
I want him to take the frustrations out on the pinata and not on the actual human Bobby Manning at the press conferences. That would be that's what I want to see.
New year for us.
Yeah,
what did
that's
Gary
what I
say
want.
on the radio?
What's that?
What did Gary say on the radio? Him and Joe have come a long way. Or
Oh,
something.
they have.
I want to say that.
They've come a long way.
Turned to leaf or something.
Jimmy
Manifested
Toscano.
on New Year's.
Jaylen Brown gets a beanie hat with one of those lights on the front. You know, those ones that have been, I've been seeing those around a lot more now. You get the beanie, there's a light on front. So a couple things. Kind of killed two birds with one stone. One, Jaylen Brown gets to wear a hat, which I think we all agree he probably should wear. Number two.
He should wear. But...
It's sick. Well, I feel like he probably would be happy with that too. It would save some of the makeup that he needs to put on the hairline. Anyways, on top of that, he gets the light that kind of signifies leading the way. That's, Bobby had the C for the jersey. I have the light on the hat. That's the signal there is he's kind of leading this team out of the darkness, into the darkness, whatever you want to call it. He's guiding the way for them. I think he's the reason they are where they are more than anybody else on this roster. It's him. And, as we talked about last show, guys, I had him and Mazzulla basically splitting the cake. And I just think that he's the guy that can lead them to where I think a lot more people are starting to think they might be able to go, which is into the playoffs, maybe make a little bit of a run. And, so he gets the beanie with the light on it.
Okay, Bobby Manning. An apology. Oh, that's a good one.
I got you back.
Nice.
John, we are so close to the apology cam for this season and how it's gone.
I think we should do an apology cam episode.
Wait a second.
We said 40.
We should absolutely do an apology cam episode. But like Bobby, we were like 4 wins apart. So like,
You wanted to tank, John.
I did, but that's because I thought they would get better faster. That's all.
Isn't this faster? You've seen Ugo, Minot, Keita, Walsh.
Look, no.
This is how
Pacers are good. Put it this way, Bobby. Here's
might draft the bus.
Here's why I don't do apology cams. Because right now you're puffing your chest out because the team is playing well, and you're like, "Look, this is good. I like basketball. It's fun." Next year, when the Pacers land friggin' AJ. And then they have Halliburton coming back, and they make it back to the finals, and you're stuck as a 4 seed.
You got to use AJ.
What I'm saying is the Pacers are doing what I wanted the Celtics to do, which is
Bobby, you got yourself a gift for John. Bobby just wants an apology cam for like his own gifts. He wants John to have
I got
to use
the
it.
actual cam that he can record it with.
Yeah, but it's for you.
True.
Yeah, no, I wanted it because I think it would have been a shortcut to getting back to being great. That's all. And I could endure a year of bad basketball to get it. But you could not. You have to be entertained all the time. And so you got what you wanted, Bobby. Congratulations. Let's see what happens next year.
We're at these games. Imagine being at
when the greatest draft in the last 10 years and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you had your fun. Yeah, I hope you had your
I'm having a
sidebars.
blast.
12 teams are going to get a
put a pin in
star
that, see what it
player
takes
next
us
year
back.
in the draft, but we had a good year this year. You know, it still would have
But we
been
had
better.
fun.
Look
We
what
had
happened
fun.
with his apology cam. Instead, it's him doubling down.
That's what.
John.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like a
That's
cornered animal.
Yeah, John just threw his stocking out the window. He just threw it in the fireplace, actually. He burned it.
We're just adding more things you need to apologize for.
The last one I'm going to say, Jason Tatum needs a hobby. I want to get him a hobby because right now there's just too much. He's just too basketball, too around. I want Jason Tatum to just free his mind a little bit.
I think
Go do
basketball is a
something.
hobby.
Should
Go
he go
do
on the hike
something.
with
Kids, he
Bill?
golfs.
Go do something else.
He does
Here we
like
go.
golf.
Take some time away from the
Can't
team.
do golf right now though.
Can't do golf right now. You know,
Yeah, little indoor.
let the basketball play itself out. And you'll get back in due time. And if it's not till next year, we're okay with that. Enjoy your time off. Enjoy your time away, and come back when you're ready. No rush for anybody. Go pick up Duolingo, pick up an instrument, find something, okay, and occupy your time. And it's okay. And you'll be back soon, I'm sure, better than ever, and we'll be fine. That is it.
Who do you
How about
think
yours,
gave
Zach?
the best gifts?
I like Bobby's gifts.
I had actual gifts, though.
Great music.
People are
Good
getting
job on
things
it.
for me. Noah's like,
Turn it
here's some sleep. Have some sleep.
Okay, that's better than a hug, man.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Woo! Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys.
We didn't do Christmas music this year.
is
That
the
was fun a couple
Christmas
years
Christmas spirit at the end of this show with people just telling me how awful I am is great.
John, are you the one pinning these comments?
Yeah, me. I always put them up.
Yeah.
I'm not running from
Keep
it.
'em coming.
I love it.
It's one thing not to run from it. It's another to purposely platform it.
I don't mind. I don't care. Anyway, last shout out to our sponsors, pals at PrizePicks. Download the app, code CLNS50 in your lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. And Omaha Steaks, still time to get yourself get a gift box for somebody. Makes a great holiday gift. Go to omahasteaks.com, code Patriots at checkout, get an extra $35 off. And guys, the stream is moving. If you're on Celtics All Access, starting in the new year, you will not be able to see this show live anymore. It's going to be over on our main channel. There's plenty of content still on that channel. Do not leave it. Stay there. Stay subscribed. But go to our main channel, which is going to be renamed in the new year as well. That might be a better reflection of what it actually is.
Is it going to be
for our
renamed?
live. Don't worry about Jimmy.
Well,
Jimmy,
dude, we
I got it.
tell them so they know where to
And
find it.
subscribe to the CLNS Media Network and the Garden Report here. All of our different channels that we have here. I mentioned you got Boston. You can absolutely do that as well. Noah's going to have a pod coming out tomorrow morning about all the good things that happened tonight. Subscribe to the Garden Report. Leave us a review if you're listening on the audio version. Subscribe to all of our YouTube channels. History, Patriots, Bruins. You got a taste of that with Marinovsky. Good dude, smart, fun, funny show. Good chemistry with all of his co-hosts, which is terrific. And I got nothing else to say, guys. Anything else before we wrap it? We're not going to see you again until after the holiday. Thanks,
I gotta
Gregory.
say happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hope Santa comes for everybody and everyone has a healthy and happy rest of their week.
Yep.
Until Friday, we see you all.
We're back Friday. See you then. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a good one.
See you guys Friday. Have fun, everybody. Don't burn your roast. Don't overcook your roast.
Don't overcook
And be
your
careful
roast.
with the pies.
Squeeze those
I'll have
limes.
Oh, so many limes. I'll have food picks on Friday, guys. We'll see you guys later. Once I can find the outro, it is here. Goodbye.